2014 legislative session kicked off with a spark as senators, community groups, working Minnesotans, and even some celebrities sang and chanted, "Raise the wage" in the Capitol Rotunda. They're hoping to revive their efforts from last year's session to raise Minnesota's minimum wage to $9.50 an hour. Minnesota's current minimum wage is $6.15 an hour. Many say they would like it to be more, but $9.50 is a good place to start.
I think it's a really good place to start. I think when we think about all the things that go into what it takes to raise a family, the bare minimum is making sure that, you have an increase in your pay. So, clearly here, I believe that, increasing family income improves child outcomes. So that's the foundation. Is there more stuff that we need to do? Absolutely. But it's a really good place to start.
$9.50 is not enough, but the reality is that a lot of people, unless we're going to go to like what it should be, which, a livable wage, which would be, somewhere in the $16 to $20 area, unless we're going to go all the way there, then I do see some wisdom in the strategic planning of having people, still be able to qualify for the social safety net benefits.
A lot of testimonials at the Capitol came from members of working families who say they need to work 2 and even 3 jobs just to survive. But another group of people also say raising the wage would benefit them.
As an older person with naturally graying hair, I know how important a living wage is. Often seniors need to supplement their income. We all know that no one can live on Social Security alone, and that it was meant to be a safety net.
As a single mom, I've had to work a job and a half to support me and my son and just provide us with basic needs. Working 65 hours a week, I didn't have a life. I barely saw my child, and I was forced to drop out of college. I feel that no Minnesotan should have to sacrifice having a decent life in order to be able to afford to live.
Politicians from the Minnesota House and Senate say they will work to get a bill passed for an increase in wages. Speaker Paul Thiessen, Representative Winkler, and Senate Majority Leader Tom Bach called on Minnesotans to keep up the pressure and for companies to do what they say is the right thing.
Walmart is building a store on the Iron Range. And I got a call from the building trades who had shut the job down because Walmart didn't want to employ union workers on the construction. Well, Walmart can afford to employ union workers on the construction, and they can afford to pay $9.50 to their employees.
Bach didn't specifically endorse $9.50 an hour, but he did say he would vote for some kind of increase in the minimum wage. While the crowds were enthusiastic on this first day, it remains to be seen whether or not workers who earn $6.15 an hour will see more money in their back pockets and on their pay stubs. The Senate Committee on Working Families promises a short timeline from an introduction of a bill to something on the governor's desk.